Good morning, everybody. It's Phil, the miniature model maker, coming to you again today with a not unboxing, but a blind build. I have not opened this one yet. I was hoping to be able to find someone to trade the clear collector's version of the Zaku III with before building it. But as I say in the description, the show must go on. So this is Gundam Artifact Phase 2, Model 9 Zaku III, which is something I've really been looking forward to. I love the Zakus. They're so cool. But we have this one, and then the the Assault Buster, and then we're on to Phase 3, which is kind of crazy, and I can't believe that it's going so fast. Before we do anything, let me make sure there are no errant parts that I will lose or forget. So let me grab my knife here and open this up. So the clear green version. I really hope this shows up okay on camera. It looks like it's okay. I guess it's better than nothing, and it's not like my little camera really picks up much anyways. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Wow, that's looks like a fairly straightforward and simple build, but I can see a few things already that look like they're probably going to be problematic. These parts 40 and 44 going around the legs for sure are going to be a bit of an issue. Probably part 21 as well. I've seen some builds on YouTube where that pops off a lot, and then I'm also going to guess that maybe parts 5 and 10. So any of these curved bits look like they're going to be trouble. So I may leave those off this build until and bring them back on when I do the gluing and detailing. But we have four sprues, labeled A, B, C, and D. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and move this up a little bit. There we go. These are nice big pieces. The head, that's going to be, the tubes on there may be a bit tricky to sand and clean. And yep, the other part of the head, that's going to be a joy, I say sarcastically. B, now we're pretty good. C, yeah, parts 40, 44, 21, 48, 37. Well, the 48 and 37 look, they're a bit more robust. And those go on the feet. Yeah, they're part of the feet. So that doesn't look too bad. We just have to remember to remove the ball out of there. And the rest of this is a good old Zaku, nice and robust walking tank. So today I think our biggest challenge is going to be removing these without causing significant discoloration on the parts. which will be challenging. All right, so we're, as always, starting off with the left leg. How many parts do we have? There's 48. I don't see any other higher numbers here. It looks like we have 48 parts in this kit. So keeping up with the average of close to 50. So the first one is, let's put these up. However, I think we're going to be going between sprues a fair amount on this build. So 42 right here. And no gates. So we're going to take it nice and easy. Try and minimize stress. Yeah, it's going to be inevitable. Well, it's going to get painted anyway. So I'm not going to worry, shouldn't worry too much, I suppose. 41, 43, 43. But still, it feels, it's a shame to be painting one of these collector's edition ones. 41, 41. So I saw today, just a bit ago, the first YouTuber that I follow got their Phase 5. Of course, they're Japanese, so they don't have to worry about shipping, which is lucky for them. I did call the place I got my Phase 5 pre-order from, and they don't have it in stock, and it probably won't be in for a few weeks, possibly a month, depending on when they get shipped. Okay, so we've got 46. So we may run out of kits to do our initial assembly runs with, and have to go in and start talking about detailing and things like that. Part 48, which I guess is fine. I would have preferred to have done all the assembly videos first and then be able to go back through. But that's what we've got. All right, we're going to leave 44 on the sprue for the moment and see what we've got. Now, how does scraping do? It's okay. What about sanding here? Oh, no, that's not one of the ones I want to use. I guess we're going to go with this one. Yeah, there's no helping it. These are going to get discolored. I bet you, though, there's a chance of maybe getting some polishing paste. Part of me really does want to do the candy colored, just polish one of these guys way up, but this is one that I would want to have on a tabletop if I play a game with them. I like these Xeon suits way too much. Boop, boop. And I'm just going to do basic touch-ups for now. I've been working on my own personal project, the Assault Buster, going all in on it as I can, and it's taking a fair amount of time. I can see the detailing and scribing and everything on that, the whole taking 100 hours for the whole kit. So thinking about all of these, we've got thousands of hours of content ahead of us. For those of you who are able to take and watching painstaking scribing over and over and over again. I'm not sure I'll put that level of effort into all of them, though. Do just enough to make them good tabletop pieces and save my favorites for personal projects or duplicates. Duplicates are probably the better idea. So I'm using a 400 grit at the moment to get these nubs down. Not doing any other detailing at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, sorry about the previous stream. Yesterday I was feeling really out of it, and I'm mostly better today. I'm still think I've caught something, but at least a good night's rest and just relaxing this morning has helped me out. Give me a bit of extra brain power to go through and do this. All right. Bloop. There we go. So it looks like it takes me about an average of an hour and a half to just do a basic assembly on one of these guys. And so far, on the Assault Buster, it's taken me almost 6 hours to clean half a leg, clean and scribe half a leg. The left half of one leg. So you can imagine what sort of project we've got ahead. But I'm curious if they will allow artifacts into GBWC. And if so, I'm going to have to probably go buy a couple individuals from the P Bandai store just to make sure that they won't be disqualified due to a weird vendor or something. And I wonder how long it would take me to do a full-on competition level, whatever my skill level is, competition level effort, start to finish on a kit. I mean, I've seen videos where some of the really high-end builders take 800 hours on a kit, on a model, with all their customization and everything. And that's just awesome. Crazy. And I can see that now with these artifacts. It's not like I can really do a great deal of custom fabrication on them. Just the details come from enhancing the details. Because I'm not sure anybody is currently selling the detail up kits. Okay, just a moment. Let's look at this. Oh, gosh. All right, so there's a pretty big mold line and some not great, I might say soft mold, deformed and not very clear along the edges of this. So I'm going to take off this mold line and just smooth the whole thing out instead of trying to maintain some of that detail. And I can always go back and add something in if I really need to. Yeah, they tried putting some extra plates and bolts along this edge, but it's so badly done that it's not worth trying to fix, I don't think. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here are our parts. 47, 43. Looking at here. And there are no order of operations. So we put the top of the leg together. Well, the foot does go inside. So let's do the foot first. There's this. Did I miss that part? Part 45. Is that on a different sprue? I may just have been talking and lost track of what I was doing. All right, there's. go. It's kind of neat that this is in green. Now, I was really considering doing the Xeon units in a in a more militaristic style. The tankiness, the tank aesthetic of a lot of these Xeon units makes me think of painting them in a general tank color scheme, a little bit more earthy or green, and the kind of aeronautical theme and feel of the Federation Gundams kind of makes me think about doing them in a an Air Force or Navy gray blue theme, um, which may end up happening. All right, so there's 45 with a weird half circle there. Let's go ahead while we're here. Start good habits of filing down our pegs. And all right, so here at this bottom, this is the peg for the foot. So I'm going to give that just a touch, not too much. Just kind of flatten out that rounded top, take off just a little bit. And the rest of these can get smoothed down. At least doing this now will save time in the future. All right. That's the leg part. There's the foot part. All right. Anything to be aware of here? Come on. Well, so this big peg is a little bit thick. So we'll scrape that down a little bit. And the clear color does make it slightly harder to see. Ooh, that's a really snug fit. That's a really, really snug fit. All right, before I do, let me be smart. Take a bit of time here. This is so snug that there's going to be serious damage when it's removed. So I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to give it the first first layer of cleaning. Make it ready for actual assembly. Mhm. All right, there's the 600. And do that on the same on this side. What do I have here? So there is a little space between this toe and the rise of the foot that could be cleaned before putting the pieces together. It's hard to tell here if that's a sink spot. Yeah, it is. All right. That can be handled later. Get these back together again. There's that, and get the glue out. It's over here. And like always, we're going to put them close together, but not fully touching. Ooh, what's that? Okay. So yeah, that's a thing. All right, on part 46, this front foot section, it's like there's a rise, a plate that has a tongue here and a tongue here. But the way part 45 is sculpted on this lower portion, it's it goes in towards part of this about here. So pushing it through has bent this tongue. Be careful that you may actually want to trim these down before doing that, or just be careful. We'll try a different assembly method on the other foot when we get there. I think I know how we can fix that. And I am putting a lot of glue on the inside, getting the brush way down in between. And then, because I want to minimize splooging, I think it's a better method to use cyanoacrylic glue to fix gaps on these clear pieces. All right, well, that's done. There are the expected gaps between here. And it may be because it's such a tight fit, but it's now nice solid foot. And then get these pegs done. So this may end up being a fairly long stream today, if we're going to have to go to such lengths. Hopefully we won't have to do that for many parts. But maybe we will. And if we do, I might have to do a multi-part on this one. Okay. There's this side. That's part 47. And it goes... All right, we need to get the leg parts together first. But however, it is a nice, cold, rainy day here where I am. So even were I feeling better, it wouldn't be going out doing anything. So why not spend the day streaming a Zaku III build? So looking at the instructions, part 41 goes on the left, part 43 goes here. So we're sticking the foot into part 43. And there's a nice big ring to make your C-clip right there. So that's lucky, and it fits well onto the peg. That's really nice, actually. And get there. There. Yeah. Nice. That's pretty good shape. They're fairly flush. Fairly. Yeah. Still, if you want to get this one really smooth, this is going to be a hard one. There are lots of little detail parts. The inside of the thruster, something down in there, another depressed space, more pistons down in here. Yeah, and there's some misalignment or poor molding on the foot, but overall the leg itself is fairly well aligned. Should be, I'd say, give it a 6 or 7 out of 10 for difficulty of cleaning. Okay, put the foot in. I hope I didn't. Okay, so we've got 2 pegs for the foot, and the interior hole has a slot. So there's a tab on the interior portion of this piece, so we know where it goes, which still just, I love the way they do that. I guess, what's the opposite of spoiled? I guess I've been treated so badly by GW in the past with some of their kits that I think any little thing like this, just a little tab to make sure you've got it in the right place, is a good thing. Okay. Well, I don't like this. All right. The way this is going to have to go on, I don't want to spend all the time required to make this ready for permanent attachment to the foot. It's got to open up a fair bit and or have these interior pegs thinned up and then glued. But I don't want to take all the time that it's going to take to repair these pretty awful sculpting on there. So keep that in mind. This is a piece to spend time on fixing up, and be prepared to put it in once and never touch it again. So that will be parts 48 and 37 on the feet. That will go on at a later date. Okay, and then 47. One, two, three pegs. Why are there 2 pegs? Oh. Okay, I think I see. I think. Maybe, maybe not. Yep. Okay, so if there's a hole for a peg here, a hole for a peg here, and a hole for a peg here, one of the pegs, the top peg on part 42, goes into this one, and then one of them's in here. And then looking at part 47, it looks like this top peg goes into this hole. One of them goes into that, and then the one in the back goes there. And this one up here is for part 44. So again, another piece to leave until final assembly. What the heck? Why are you being uncooperative? All right, so it looks like this peg down here is, at least on my kit, not exactly a great size for the hole it's going into. And may cause problems in the future. And this shroud part is, I can feel it. It's delicate. I don't know if it's because of the different strength of this clear plastic or what, but I'm a lot more concerned about breaking parts on this. It feels more brittle than I am the other plastic, and maybe maybe breaking this down to reassemble in detail later is not the best of ideas. We will find out the hard way, I think. All right, that front one goes in okay. And there we go. Yep, just with some trimming. That went in just fine. And now it'll come out just fine. So there we are. The left leg of the Zaku III done. And we move on to the right leg. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to have to go to the dollar store soon and get more of these little organizer boxes that I use to keep all the parts of these kits in. They're so good. Thankfully, they're just $1.25. That's yet yet another cost benefit of the artifacts. Not only do they cost very little in and of themselves, but they don't need huge amounts of space and big organizing containers. I can fit like 2 or 3 depending on the kit, sometimes possibly even 4 into one of these little guys, depending on how the parts are put together. Empty sprue into the container. Woo! All right. Foot. We will see if we can go a bit faster here. I do know I have a tendency to go slow, deliberate, and obsessive. But as I forget, Mr. Hong, the gentleman who seems to own MadWorks, said yesterday in a video of his that I was watching, for $100, 100 Taiwanese dollars, you could get a year's worth of enjoyment out of one of these little artifacts. And after after working on the details for that Assault Buster, I can totally see how you would, which is pretty exciting for me. But it also means that I'm not going to be getting to some of the projects I thought that I would this year. But that's okay. It's not like I'll really be playing Warhammer much, if at all. Haven't touched the game since early 9th edition. And it's not like the plastic minis are going to get up and walk away. They will always be there. I just don't want to lose all my paint. I do need to start painting more. Get back in the habit. Get my fingers working again. So I can do a decent job painting these guys. That's really the goal. Man, I wish I wish I had discovered these when they first came out back in what, 21? So 4 or something years ago. That would have saved me some heartache over GW stuff and given me a lot to do on these. They're just about my perfect model kit. Still, sorry to say, guys, I'm still not a big. I've not been fully converted to the IP. The Gundam is an IP. Bend universe and whatever you want to call it. But these model kits are fantastic. So intricate. So detailed. And I can just lose myself for hours and hours and hours working on one of them. But I do want to try my hand at one of the, even just a HG at some point. So maybe a palette cleanser or something, a build challenge with Dad Life Gunpla. I have challenged him to building an artifact. We both, depending on what's available in his area, both get the same one from Phase 5 and build it on stream. And again, you guys are coming in the future at some point, because I have to believe that at some point this channel will take off. Somebody will discover it. Something will happen. I'll figure out how to maximize SEO on this on YouTube or what, and folks will start seeing it. I think maybe that'll happen once the better video equipment comes in. I do need a better recording camera and also just a better still camera. I can't find my old SLR. And at this point, that thing's so old that the phone camera might even be better, as old as it is. For the longest time, up until the point when I started this channel, I really didn't need or want higher resolution cameras and phones and things like that. But now I'm finding myself wishing that I did have something that would take decent still pictures and allow me to record decent video, or at least capture decent video on a stream. And probably soon I'll get one. I need to update the phone anyways. Starting to get a bit cracked on the screen. Okay, there's that. So far, this isn't a bad build. And we've already been going for 50 minutes already. I can't believe it. These little kits are consuming my free time. I want to build, but then I've got to save it for stream. So thankfully I had that extra assault buster to work on. Because everything is content. And the way I kind of envision the future of the channel, meaning my hobby workflow, is really getting these artifacts done. Get through the assembly tutorials like I'm doing now. Then start doing what I might call actual assembly. Okay, so we're going to try something here. Rather than, let's see if I can show you again here. Where's the part? All right, so here's the part I was talking about earlier that's a bit too thick. Like you could almost shave it in half. And then this tab here is what got bent. So what I'm going to try to do is see if there's a way I don't think there is. Not without seriously cutting down or cutting the tabs off entirely. And we're going to give these then a really good filing just to see what we can do. Come on, get down. Get down, buddy. those have been taken down by about 50%. But there's still really not much of a way to do that. So you're just going to have to be really careful. And be aware that of that part and careful when you're putting it in. And again, just want to trim this big one down a little bit to maybe make it easier. Put a little bit less stress on the other part. And okay, that was less stressful. I don't see any significant stress marks on that one. Thank goodness. So just when you're assembling the foot, just really trim that first, the forward peg down as much as you can. So you're not having to apply stress to the other part while trying to assemble, get that big fat peg in the small hole. All right. Now, we've got these guys here.